Jen Lee here with Anna and Leo. Now, thanks for joining me, guys. 높으신 분들이니까 열심히 모시세요. Now, Anna. 먼저 챔피언스 서울 이번 대회 그리고 한국 팬들과의 만남이 있었는데요. 좀 어떤 경험이었는지부터 여쭤보도록 하겠습니다. How has Champions Seoul been like for you, and what do you think of the Korean fans and the Korean VALORANT community?
Honestly, it's been a really, really emotional week. Like, we've been here all week getting to know players, going to PC bongs, going to so many different things. And this community has got to be like, it's got to be like the best community so far. Like, the hype is so real, and we are just so happy to be here right now.
너무 벅찬 경험이었다고 얘기를 합니다. 오늘 선수들도 와서 많이 만나고 PC방에 가서 유저들도 만나고 팬분들도 만나봤는데 진짜 여러분들이 너무 많은 성원과 응원을 보내주셨기 때문에 벅차고 감사하고 정말 한국 팬들이 최고의 팬이다 라고 얘기를 해주셨습니다. 그리고 이번 챔피언스 서울이 또 역대 VCT 최고 시청률을 기록했는데요. 여기에 대해서는 어떻게 생각하시는지도 물어보도록 하겠습니다. Champions Seoul has already broken the VCT viewership records. So what are your thoughts on this big achievement?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. I mean, that's pretty incredible, right? I mean, I think like those numbers are really, really humbling to us, honestly. Like, we work really, really hard to bring a great game and a great sport to our players. And so when our players show up and when they give us that validation, it is so incredible. And honestly, like, we've been growing the audience. Like, we have grown in China. We've come out on console. We hope our console players are enjoying their first champions. So yeah, it's just been incredible.
아무래도 워낙 모든 사람들이 여러분들께 그리고 선수들에게 최고의 환경을 제공하기 위해서 열심히 노력을 하는 만큼 이렇게 큰 수치가 찍힌다는 거 그리고 이렇게 여러분들에게 사랑을 많이 받는다는 것 자체가 너무너무 감사한 일이고 그리고 또 확신을 준다고 얘기를 하는데요. 그리고 이어서 중국 번역도 론치를 했었고 그리고 올해 또 콘솔이 나왔던 만큼 더 많은 분들이 함께할 수 있기를 바란다고 얘기를 했습니다. 그러면 리오님에게 2025년 좀 리그 포맷에 변화가 있다고 발표가 났는데요. 팬들과 선수들에게는 또 어떤 영향을 미칠지 여기에 대해서도 여쭤보도록 할게요. So you guys just announced that there will be big changes for 2025 when it comes to the league formats and also the scheduling. You know, how would those changes most benefit the teams and the players and also the fans?
I'll tell you, we're very excited. 2025 is going to be a very special year for VALORANT. It's our 5th anniversary. Not every game gets that opportunity. We're very humbled, very grateful. As far as the sport goes, we're finally expanding the calendar. We're going to have more VALORANT with champs now in October. We're also expanding the number of teams in our leagues. We're expanding playoffs. We have a new format. We're better aligning the game and the sport. And we're bringing our events to 3 brand new locations around the world. It's going to be the best year of VALORANT and the VCT yet, and we cannot wait.
Oh yeah, baby. 먼저 2025년이 발로란트 5주년이거든요. 근데 사실 많은 게임들이 5주년을 맞이하는 그런 기회를 접하기 쉽지 않은데 상당한 영광이고 그리고 여러분들께 감사한다고 얘기를 하면서 내년에 가면 리그도 더 길어지고 챔피언스는 10월에 들어가고 그리고 플레이오프도 조금 더 확장되고 많은 팀들이 더 VCT 서킷에 들어오게 될 거고 정말 많은 변화가 있겠지만 선수들도 그리고 팬분들도 즐길 만한 것들이 더 풍성한 한 해가 될 것 같기 때문에 2025년 많이 기대해 주시길 바란다고 얘기를 했습니다. Thank you, Leo and Anna, for joining me.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Hope you guys enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We have some champions in the house. It's Giacomo and Potter. Welcome, guys.
Hey.
Hello. It's so good to have you two here. We got Kukuka with me as well. But that map, let's quickly break it down. What a stark contrast from the first one. What happened?
Yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, I can kind of, but that first map already, things were wonky for EDG. You know, the fact that right after that Omen ult, landing towards A site, kind of meandering around and unable to plant, running at a time a lot, and the stage nerves, you could just absolutely see it. So it's good for EDG that they were able to get a reset backstage and looking like a completely different team on map 2.
Yeah, and Jog, look at the vibes. Look how hyped Kong was as well right after that. You gotta give it right when you're on that stage.
When you're on the stage, you're giving the hype, you're letting the crowd know, and you want to put the crowd on your back. You say, let's hype up the crowd, let's get hype. So I think it's amazing that Kong's getting the crowd on his side, and I mean, he is a crowd pleaser, so I can't be mad at him for that.
Does he have that dog in him?
He got that dog in him, for sure. 100% he got that dog in him, for sure.
Yeah, and now looking at Lotus, things are moving pretty fast as the Asian Select has already been decided for the 3rd map. We know that this is a map that both of the teams have a lot of experience. Team Heretics decided to change the composition, go for the double controller, a lot of what other teams in EMEA are doing. But the way that EDG present this map, how they run the globe, some might think is a little bit wacky, but the presence that they're able and the pressure that they're able to put across the map definitely pays off.
You guys like the clove?
course, why not? Clove is a beast right now.
I love the Clove. I love the Clove, and you know, just the double initiator comp on the one side and Viper on the other. I'm loving this. You know, in Americas, especially for our team, there was a lot of discussions, a lot of debate back and forth about what's going to be the flavor of this map, what's the best comp. And for us, it was the double initiator. It was without the Viper, but I think it makes sense that the Raze is coming out because the Viper, the HP gets dwindled down. So just in tandem, these utilities work together well.
And now, Christina, you're no stranger to the desk, so you know that Bren and Saito are waiting for us on the other side. Would you like to do the honor and toss to them?
Bren, Sideshow, take it away.
A true professional in every sense. Listen, in every sense, I'm ready for Potter to step back into the ring. Listen, the talent are ready and waiting. Open arms, I'm telling you. Open invitation here. But Lotus, for our map here in the grand finals, the middle ground here, where in terms of way of reaching with the map pool of both of these teams and the map pick bans, and where they've gone, EDG have kind of upset a multitude of opponents, I think, over the course of this tournament on this map. You know, you can dismiss their composition for being non-standard, non-meta, but they do make it work, and it works well.
They make it work amazingly. They're great at playing around smokes. They're amazing at trading Kang, and their pistol round strategies are always creative, always finding success. This round, at least in the creativity, looking to be no different. This is going to be a big push out of C and B, and that puts all of the pressure on people like Benji or Woot to try to hold on or make at least the right decision of whether to hold, whether to run A.
You're going to see it. Kitchen Sink is lobbed over towards it, trying to take that fight with a fault line. That's a good connection. Kang. It's blood underwater. You can sense it, smell it. Trying to go for the pincer. Contained for now. Heretics have the advantage. They've stunted and slowed down this push. But nobody seeking to redeem himself into that spot for a moment's notice. Taking these timings, disrespect is shown. Miniboo,
he's stuck with the spike.
It's fully squeezed. Out of spot, out of position, still satchels through, and his team's going to make the decision for him. Taking that space onto the site. Now everybody trying to go for the retreat. Damage done, tapping away, pistols in hand. Not enough to claim these kills. Let's soften them up potentially for that rainy day. Kang is relentless. We won't let them loose, and he will not let them have even a single chance. Heretics somehow finding heads and finding a way through this. Tap through the wall, nobody is left in a difficult spot, a 1v2, but all that damage done, as we said. Briar, shots online!
That's just a disgusting pistol from EDG. Nobody with so much value there. Collecting the beat. React, which I think was the wrong call from Heretics. You know that they pushed out B and C. You know that A is open. I'm not really sure why they tried to do that small feint into the B site. Maybe over-anticipate that EDG were going to read the A pivot. EDG were ahead of them at every part there, up until the very end where nobody was in a tough position but pulled out the Red Bull clutch.
One of these maps can be defined by the pistol rounds. No loss here, but EDG continuing that momentum. Smoggy. Still holding down, locking down towards C-mount. He's got the fault line just in case. Door opens wide, but the paranoia, they already know that there's a chance of losing B-main control, but no. Once more, Heretics have worked back. Pushed into predictable avenues.
Pings out from Heretics over towards C, which is where Smoggy and Simon are holding. But it doesn't really look like there's going to be enough utility to shove them off the line. Even if Boo decides to commit Haunt or a Prowler to this, I think they're just going to break it. I'd be surprised if EDG gave up map control. Yeah, it's just responded with a fault line, and you keep this stack over towards A. 2 players, crossfire setup.
Might just get put into the blender. Okay, Kang tries to play off the flash. Found a couple of these eco kills. He's handed over the rifle to them. Not just that, damage, stray shots, straight through the smoke, and Woot with the possibility to get this plant online. Putting the pressure down onto Rians. He still returns with a frag. Traded though. And Heretics have set themselves up into this post plant. Benji's on with the rifle.
Did Smoggy see Miniboo here? I don't think he did.
Fault line ready. Time to strike is nice. Smoggy's trying to run these players down still. Just defended from above. Benji Fishy, man of the hour. Time's starting to tick here. On through the spike, and that rifle handed over. A costly mistake. Chichu has to pick up the pieces and forge a path to victory. No more bullets left to do it. And Miniboo knows it. Locks it down, holds it down, and answers right back after the pistol.
Finally, we're seeing both teams really early on try to get stuck in on a map, not allowing it to go early one way or the other. I feel for Kang in that spot though, because he really believed that Paranoia was good. He trusted in his teammate, and he ended up being betrayed by it. Woot, playing anti-flash, managed to swing back in and help deliver that first step to the Masquerade Thrifty. Heretics will be loving that one. Not only does it hurt the EDG economy, but it actually allows them an opportunity to start getting these attacking ults going, which otherwise would have been a big disadvantage. It's one of the biggest reasons that Team Heretics, or at least biggest tools that they have to rely on their attack side, compared to EDG's less standard approach. The ultimates that Heretics have access to, slightly better. And they found the gap here, if indeed they do press into B. EDG are super happy to gamble. When they're on ecos, they'll often run 4 players A. They'll sometimes push on defense, like we saw on the pistol.
They have a lot of ideas on. Pretty par for the course though, just trying to stack a site when you're on the eco. It's nothing really innovative. Okay, Kang. Takes a gander and a peek.
This spike is in serious danger of being lost. Benji's taking a risk even going to retrieve it right now.
He's having to slow down the footsteps. He doesn't know if the space has been taken. Now scurrying away. Slight mistiming there. Could have spelled defeat and doom for him, but okay. Drops down the turret. Side's been taken up, but players are in position. EDG have got them surrounded on almost every front.
But their weapons aren't good enough to spam, so this plant should go down fairly easily. They throw the Paranoia in as well, just to make sure nobody can play Waterfall.
Aftershock is good. Kang being played in here. All that sound and distraction. Shots are here. Head's barely poking over. But it matters not. Give him a pixel, give him anything. Kang will make it work. Guns have been handed. Crossed over. Benji Fishy 1v2. Has a lot to deal with. Prowler running him down, and nobody's right there alongside it. It's back to back.
The Thrifties, they just keep coming. Nobody with Bulldog in hand did so much there. The turret evaded as well. What was going on there? Came back through Mound.
Planted.
Must have been offline, I think.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see it really inside the POVs that we were watching, but
Just out of range.
they crept through. No problem.
Either that or they found a blind spot.
Well, certainly Kang was trying to tuck underneath it as if he was trying to play the blind spot. It was odd. To be honest, I think Benji pointed it, in some sense, kind of the wrong direction, too.
It's a scrappy and explosive beginning here on Lotus. Hopefully seeing signs that it is a bit more back and forth.
Right here.
Rather than the blowouts that we've seen on the first 2 maps. Missing the turret. That's still here. Smoggy going to refresh that one way, but he's got to respect now the Prowler in his face.
EDG have posted Shishu up over towards Rubble. So even with Team Heretics taking this portion of the map, EDG still have very good information around. Benji's got his ult online though. That one's pretty huge. When you're playing it against a team that's running a Raze on the other side, usually the Raze on defense will try to rotate C, deny the lockdown. But with this comp, they don't really have anything to stop the lockdown from coming through.
Yeah, it's not an option.
I'd expect to see Benji try to make use of it in the round, but he's playing really passively over towards B right now.
Kang, wall in his face. That's Chichu taking the timing straight through the smoke. The kill lighting up the feed. That's all the acknowledgement they need.
I think you've got to give up an A here. Just group B or C and use the lockdown.
They've got no way to really remove it.
30 seconds left.
That option might be just being forced into their hands. Simon. Slight jiggle again, grabs the information. Damage is being done. Stray shots are fired in through B. This feels a little bit hectic on the side of Heretics. Boo! He goes down to the aftershock, none the wiser. And the plan tonight. Chichu from behind. God, he's not slowing down. 7 seconds. Benji forced to give it up.
And the final player scuttles away. Still with that lockdown in the back of his pocket. EDG string two together for the first time on Lotus.
Strange one.
Yeah, and they've also broken the economy of Heretics. I know that we've seen the Thrifties do work, but you can't rely on them forever. What is going on here, though, as well? Boo just missing the sound cues because of the Nightfall.
Not even sound cues, you can see it on your screen.
I know he can see it, but that's the only explanation I can think of.
In the chaos of that, I think when time's running low, decision-making just going to miss. Like you said, you can't rely on the Thrifties, so the Heretics drop down. Benji Fishy have to be the point man. With that Guardian disrespecting, at least pushing back over towards C. Speaking of disrespect, EDG have a lot of bodies behind this.
Yeah, this is one of their kind of substandard, but they still run it, defensive looks where 4 players stack over towards A really early on. Get somebody posted there. You've got options. It could be Kangkang and nobody, and you can run forwards with the Prowler, or you can just post Shishu up over towards Rubble. And it's tough, because if Heretics try to gamble that EDG have got 4A at the start of the round and fast hit towards B or C, it might not be this defensive setup.
Lineups are here, mass pings on the mini-map at least. Heretics looking to make the mark. Over towards C. Smoggy will seek to deny.
They're going into a C's and a medal. There is a chance that Heretics get melted.
Could eviscerate them. Gets the connection and the reveal. But it goes on either side here. Fully revealed up. Miniboo cleaning up onto the corner. Cuts it up from Chichu. Trying to get his team right back into this one here. He does have the angle, but he hears that TP, and he's anticipating it in a different direction. And ult, locked down. It's dropped down. This is trying Heretics now to pave their way through. There's nothing to really break that one. I mean, Simon is going to place the aftershock to see if he can delay and deny the plan from going down, but tucked into the corner. Rians will get an extension of time into the round now. EDG up onto the flank with the flash. And through Waterfall. Overdrive into the hands of Kangkang. Rians just can't hold a candle to that. Movement too good. Chichu defusing, but sprayed down, beamed down. Wood holding it down. Nobody can cross the line in the barrier, and Simon, his desperation just tucked to the side. Josh, you said you can't rely on the Thrifties, but listen, MasterCard are getting their money's worth.
This is ridiculous. Our third that we've seen so far on Lotus. And we finally got the lockdown invested as well, and you can see now, I think, why Benji didn't want to use it so much in those prior rounds. They don't want to use it as a tool to get in onto sites. They want to use it as a tool to ensure they can get plants on sites. And there is a subtle difference there. Normally, when you use it as a tool to initiate, you have to exec as it's about 4 seconds left on the clock. That's not enough time to plant. The defenders are already going to be in, trying to deny. As EDG are trying to deny Rubble currently.
Big reveal, big coverage, Miniboo. Straight up and over, Benji Fishy looking to contain. Plugging up the holes, but he is alone, isolated. Smoggy. Bite of the apple, tap with a rifle. Resets it. To draw this core, the play's being made all across the board. Chichu! You didn't have to do it to him, not like that. Embarrasses Heretics in through tree.
He is the immovable object of EDG.
And could we have it any other way? And that's an ace if I've ever seen one.
He's been superb at this tournament. He really has. His win rates in these opening fights, immaculate. But guess who's there supporting him on that entry too? Simon from the back. The fault line comes through, stuns onto Woot, and frees him up to go for the rest of the kills. Kangkang, he can't even believe it behind him.
Disbelief.
He's
Look
like,
at
mate,
this guy.
where are the rest of my kills? You're going to ruin my stats here, Chishu. Chishu, 12-4. He started off on Sunset 10-0. Now, he did slow down after that, but his opening to the map drove a spear firmly into Team Heretics. It's amazing how much Chishu's doing actually for them overall in this tournament. He's winning about 70% of his opening fights. That is ludicrous.
That's insane, man. He
That's
really is.
Absolutely bonkers numbers, and you're also seeing the value that he has across the board.
Yeah.
On Haven, he couldn't quite get working today, but on previous times, he's been so good with the lurks. Intelligent player. And fairly calm under pressure too. He's one of those players alongside Kong you can expect to perform in every game.
He's been so clutch this entire tournament. Now, I haven't pulled the numbers. I haven't gone for the deep dive. I'm just going off the eye test. But I know when I see a player who's performing like this is the tournament of his life. And listen, the form has not slipped. You've seen it on the first map, maybe initially, but he's returned the fire and forced the timeout out of Heretics, forcing them to adjust and adapt. Again towards a rubble. All's going to be going down here. Heretics are giving up that space. It's conceded by EDG.
And I like that EDG don't fight over it. One of the big advantages that Team Heretics comp has is that it should be able to win rubble fights. Kong's always going to be a bit of a wild card in those rubble fights because the Neon can get into really unexpected situations, but generally speaking, Heretics should be able to own that part of the map. EDG, though, seem to have anticipated that this is heading B. Nobody's looking to get info, and Prowler's trade.
Spot, yeah. He's hyper committed here. It's a showstopper in the back pocket, a mini boot. It's punishable.
Heretics don't like the look of this. Potentially coming back to Rians. It looks a little indecisive here. Rians is looking for that info that would just inform Boo what the correct decision is. Boo's had his team go towards B, towards C, and now coming back to A without really putting pressure anywhere. They're not pulling defensive rotates.
They're not at all. The jiggle to try and get that info. Rians is calling, wait guys, they've potentially given this all the way up.
They need to rely on ults.
What is that? Wide face, 5 players to receive and face him. Simon steps up, takes the challenge and takes the fight. But now the squeeze, Paranoia is perfect. And an ult to supplement. It's a cherry on top. Nobody denied. Can't step past the blue room.
10 seconds.
Smoggy's just wondering where it all went wrong.
Planted.
He's the player that's been lone defending C these past couple rounds. Usually this is his map. He's averaging a kill per round when he plays Clove on Lotus. Whew. But this would be something different.
Yeah, he'd have to pump up those numbers heavily. Jumping through, it's mini boot. Shuts him down, bullet to the brain.
I think you're dead on the money there. Where did it all go wrong? Because the EDG had the setup. They knew that Team Heretics were looking to end over towards A, or at least they had a read on it. Chishu ults over towards Mound, confirms all of the macro is in favor of EDG. And yet the peaks, Chishu just, after he'd already confirmed it wasn't C, maybe looking for a bit of info that he perhaps didn't need. He was punished for it.
Go!
Heretics back into it. A round down for now. For now being the key words. Kang! He's handed, offered an opportunity, and snappy reaction times are on display. Damage and bullets exchange. Wu from behind delivers that dagger, at least stolen from him. It's Rians who lights up the feed.
So much damage been done. The players from Heretics are leaving bruised and battered. They haven't forced out the Rolling Thunder either. If they could have put enough pressure on Simon, maybe he would have cracked, but such composure to keep that ult. And if Smoggy gets one, suddenly they're not dead yet's online.
Yeah, it will be a nuisance.
And this is the kind of spot where you can try to play cheeky angles like this.
One and done. The ult online has a TP into the back. Ooh, hard commits that. Now you're putting the squeeze onto Smoggy. He
Love this.
is in the danger. There's no retreat here. There's no retreat at all. And once more, Heretics show that discipline on display. Kang! Accounted for. It's only one before he's dropped. An open sight here for Heretics.
30 seconds left.
I love that snake bite, trying to deny any space over towards Waterfall. So Riens gets a safe plant off.
Planted.
A decision-making time for Simon. With a pit in a 2v3, you probably do not want to be using Rolling Thunder. But if they can get a spam kill, which EDG are normally so good at, maybe it becomes worthwhile.
Chances. Need a kill, though, to make it happen. To get the ball rolling.
They have Haunt.
Haunt, any sort of reveals, not quite.
Right there.
It's util expended. No luck at a draw from the bullets flying forwards. Heretics have wrapped this one up.
Finally, we've got a map where both teams have turned up to it.
Yeah, a bit of parity.
I definitely agree with Potter when she was talking about the nerves being present on Haven for EDG. I think EDG just came out with a phenomenal read on Sunset that made Heretics just look like they weren't even home. Now we're getting to that even territory.
He just gone like this, and we have to expect those plays, okay?
I think Miniboo's probably talking there about the way that Kang slid into them. They have to be ready for that kind of stuff because he's right. Kang will go for those plays. He's the kind of player that will sacrifice his own life sometimes to try to make the winning spot for his team.
Have to remain vigilant. Enough util use, yet Smoggy straight back onto the line. And Miniboo is taken out. He's got to watch now the rest of his team to see if they can piece together this round when they're a player down.
Bring them down.
Even more so onto these angles. The contact play is called and around Paranoia. Not even a connection. Smoggy is working this map like it's his playground right now, especially onto the side, but he needs some backup and he needs to bail out. Heretics finding it, dashing away, cancel the movement. Kang dropped down with a decay damage, can't stand against it. Smoggy also being pushed back, postured away, and a nano swarm. Benji, they knew he was there. The right util at the right time to punish Smoggy, trying to cleave the way through. 1 kill found, and he's still got a not dead yet! But he might not even need it. On for the ace, damage done to Boo. Round and round we go, onto the side. Taking it away, he's got the speed Boo buff intact. There's no plant online. There's pressure still on the shoulders of Boo.
How long does Boo hold for? Smoggy's reading into this thinking that he's gone for the rotate.
Oh my. It's a possibility. There was enough time for it. Boo could have walked all the way and just ran when he was out of range, but now back over towards C.
Boo can die to spam here as he plants. But I'm not even sure that Smoggy has enough bullets in his gun.
He hasn't gone for the reload. He was scared of a player being close, and now creeping, crawling up close. 1v1 still down to the timings. Smoggy can't do it with pistol in hand. It's Boo who stands tall. It was up to him to be that veteran presence to make sure that the round did not go amiss.
What a clutch from Boo. Desperately needed for Heretics, I think. I'm not a fan of how Smoggy played around these situations, though, with his ult. I think you look at that round from Smoggy without an ult online, he played it immaculately. He conserved his life, backed off, played off his team's paranoias. I actually think, though, that when he has the Clovo online, he can afford to be way more aggressive in those spots and use the ult to play his team in. I'd like to see him try to take that impact earlier on.
I love you.
I hard agree with that. He's pulled this time out initially from EDG. 3 rounds in a row for Heretics.
And they've been abusing the site anchors, essentially, right? They've been trying to find spots where there isn't a seize or a stun to stop them, and Heretics can burst through. And they'll call some cancels. There'll be a couple waves in the exec. It's not anything super simple. But EDG need to get a read on where these are coming. Odin being bought here for Boo as well. Looking to try to do early spam over towards A, perhaps.
Yeah, the players are drifting over. EDG, still some bite left into the round with the weapons that they scramble together here. Rifles in the hands of 4 of them.
There.
Ults online too, so could be willing to scrap here.
That's
Right
big
on target.
damage.
Yeah, nobody. Chunked down. Sets up for the TP. Nobody is committed here. The door's not even okay. Breaks it, backs away. Evacuation is called for.
Missed the haunt as well. It was broken, of course, but he was aiming for on top of rubble there, so they would have scanned the back towards where Woot was. They've lost info over towards A. That Odin purchase ended up coming through very clutch for that opening fight.
Those are the extra elements we've come to expect, I think, from a team like Heretics. A little spice to throw into a round, making sure that it is that much more winnable here. Going for the potential B pivot. The door was already opened wide here. Benji, footsteps rumbling towards them. And now there's Simon. Time to strike. Time to see if he can collect to corral these kills. Up and around. Chichu back and around. Obtains the upgrade. The 3 versus 3 is where we stand.
Heretics with time to cancel. EDG thought it was actually a B pivot going on there. You could see it in the way that Shishu threw his paranoia.
Yeah.
And yet they still held tall. Now nobody has to do it all.
Sees the shoulder. Tried to play patiently. And Smoggy drifting into the fight, into the fray, not watched for, anticipating that re-swing. Ups into the ult now, not dead yet. Spam follows through. He needs the kill, he needs the assist, but Heretics are the ones under that pressure! And G2 collects.
I wasn't expecting the round to end like that. I was looking over towards Smoggy.
There's no way.
He had limited time to be able to get value out of his ultimate, and it looked like he was playing passively, but they ran away from the Clove, trying to deny them value, and straight into the waiting arms of Jishu. That's tragic for Heretics.
To collect. Beautiful transfer as well. We missed that one, but still got to admire it. He's sitting at 15 and 7.
And again, the team with the weaker economy, though it wasn't a full thrifty, comes out with the goods. 5-5.
A strange map.
Benji has it online again. His ult.
Once more, Odin spam. TP across, TP up top! And Wooder's going to be traded. Just the one for his efforts. Chichu's still here. Guess what? Peeking off of the util. There's more where that came from. Boo. See if he can cleave away in a path right through, but he realized that A is futile. Time to make the great retreat.
Yeah, I think they actually saw both pieces of utility coming from Smoggy and Simon. So they've got a pretty good read here that C is empty. And they're going to confirm it with lockdown.
Chichu's ult, he can go for the instant reposition as well. They can shore this one up. Know that the site's cleared out. Heretics.
Good plant position too.
Yeah. Trying to think ahead here. Into the round, a bit of spam from Boo.
I like this.
Forces util. Forces EDG to be diligent with the clearing.
They actually,
see it.
yeah, they didn't even use utility though. They saved the util and just barreled forward with 2 or 3 players looking to try to trade out. So now they have that utility to clear the side, but Boo!
Oh, listen, if you're going to try and opt in, exactly, brute force. It's the domain where Heretics will seek to punish, yet still Smokes propped up, and Headsby and Pride straight off the bodies. Left down to Benji. Planted for him, up onto Mound. Nana swarms up and over, just about catching, but Simon's got the half, and that's a potential wink on drop down. Time is of the essence, ticking away from them. TP up and around.
He might not think he's
claimed. No way, Simon! No way! Dropped dead in his tracks! And it's all Benji!
I thought there was such a chance there that EDG were going to sneak that one away. When Chishu teleports up and Benji catches him, it's so likely that Benji waits for another tap. Heretics take the lead, 6-5 off the back of Benji winning the Red Bull clutch. Another huge clutch going the way of Team Heretics. If they hadn't had those two, EDG might have been running away with this half, but as it is, Chinese squad knocked down to lower economy. And trying to control Rubble. They've kind of missed out on the control of this part of the map the whole game. Their comms doesn't really favor it, but now they're driving Heretics into B.
Fast plays all around the map. Trying to go for that reaction. Overdrive, it's here! Kang collects, it's augmented! And the bush is stunted! In the blink of an eye, 6-6.
This map truly different to the prior two in ways that are supremely satisfying, both of them. Taking chunks out of each other, going back blow for blow. EDG's attack side is super potent as well. Team Heretics may not have done enough with only 6.
That's the question. We're going to get it answered on the other side of this as well, but for now, he's sending it down to the floor momentarily as well, just to get a bit of insight from a former champion himself.
Hey guys, here with Com, of course. 콤 선수 만나보겠습니다. 콤 선수 어제 어제 경기 끝나고 나서 눈물을 흘릴 때 좀 리엔즈 선수가 위로해주는 모습을 보면서 콤 선수와 또 콤 선수 아버지가 이제 넘버원 리엔즈 팬이다 평생이라고 얘기를 했거든요. 그렇기 때문에 이렇게 또 힘든 순간에 적으로 만났지만 또 위로의 손을 내밀어줄 수 있는 선수가 그리고 이런 커뮤니티가 있다는 것에 대해서 어떻게 느끼고 있는지부터 여쭤보고 싶습니다. Com, yesterday you and Papa Com expressed the gratitude towards Rians, you know, being able to showcase sportsmanship, especially when you are at a vulnerable moments like yesterday. So what's it like to have an opponent that's willing to kind of comfort you through your hard times?
I think it shows a lot of vulnerability and emotional intelligence, as my dad said. It means a lot to me for sure, because I feel like I'm a very emotional person. And yeah, I mean, it means the world to me that someone, even if they were an enemy for me like 10 minutes ago, they become my friend right after.
확실히 얼마나 이 발로란트 커뮤니티 자체가 EQ가 높고 서로에게 공감할 수 있는지를 잘 보여주는 부분이라고 얘기를 했고요. 그리고 또 콤 선수 같은 경우에도 뭐 눈물이 많은 이런 좀 감수성이 깊은 확실한 F이기 때문에 좀 그런 선수가 이렇게 위로를 해준다는 것 자체가 의미가 굉장히 많았고 또 굉장히 감사하다고 얘기를 했습니다. 그러면 오늘 아무래도 리엔즈 선수를 응원하러 왔나 싶은데 또 보내고 싶은 메시지가 있는지도 물어보도록 할게요. So I'm guessing you're here to root for Rians and Team Heretics. Anything you would like to say to him?
Keep fighting. No matter what happens in this grand finals, have fun, enjoy the moment, no matter what.
어떤 일이 벌어지든 지금 이 순간을 즐기기를 바란다고 얘기했습니다. 이렇게 해서 콤 선수 만나봤습니다. Thank you, Com. And yeah, 하나 더.
사랑해, Korea.
Thank you, Com.
Just beaten him, still had thought for his opponent. It shows you, I mean, there's no space for mercy, but there's still room for compassion with the way that they play.
Oh, of course.
I do really appreciate that. All of their thoughts here are going to be on getting that victory, but every time you win, you see the other side of that coin, and there's going to be both sides of it here today in the grand finals. No matter who ends up winning, there is going to be one bitterly disappointed loser up on stage, and that's going to be tough for either team to deal with.
Change of the weaponry here, EDG looking to again increase that tempo, but stopped in their tracks as the Nano Swarms laid down prior.
They've inserted Smoggy pretty deep on B right now. And what I love about watching Smoggy on these rounds is that he has Frenzy and Pygmy up, which I think is just such a deadly duo.
Yeah, speed buff if he gets that online.
And the overheal too, or the over armor. It's just, it's so tough to deal with.
The menace on the pistols.
He's often in spots where he trades people out. So seeing him isolated here is a little unusual. You see nobody going trying to do his IGL duties, creating pressure on the other side of the map, indicating that this is going to be a C repop. Hard for Heretics to read into that though. What is this?
Kakang! He's trying to find it. Needs to be disciplined. And just evacuate and get out, but Wood is still there into the back of the side! Unaccounted for! Will make them rue the day that they decided to ignore that position. Two dropped. There's a third. It's all on Woot, and this guy is undeniable. The form factor, an ace denied, but Smoggy's got much more to do on the backside of that. And enough of the road is paid for Mini Boo to close it out.
Shades of Woot at Shanghai there, where he took down all of the Chinese squads and made the grand finals. It's been a quiet tournament from him. It's been very different. Seen him in that supportive role, looking to try to trade and help other people, help the team. Good to see him have his moment here in the pistol though, and what an important pistol that might end up being. Gives Team Heretics the lead, assuming no more of those thrifties, those pesky thrifties that we've seen today.
An abundance of them. Pause called after the initial pistol round. Doesn't feel like it's, a timeout to me.
You think attack timeout after the pistol? I think it would be the first one I've ever seen.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. The one downside of Woot getting all of those kills on the pistol is that no one else is anywhere near an ultimate. And usually the attacking teams on Lotus are going to want to be putting those into Mini Boo, Benji, something like that. So we've got another tape pause here.
Yep. suspicion was correct. I love that we put the entire arena in lockdown. Let's take pause, you know, the lights and shift and
nobody move.
Exactly. Trying to take a gander over at the stage as well, see who might be the player we're watching for, who's having some issues. And hopefully we'll be able to get this solved as well. No more stops in the momentum. It's going to be a quick one, I've just heard, so we will be back into the action soon enough.
You want time for a fun stat?
Sure.
You know that Team Heretics and PACIFIC are the only teams to play in a grand finals but not lift a trophy.
That's brutal for PACIFIC.
Everybody else that's been in a VCT Global Grand Finals has found one, you know, before, after, in a different moment.
And so if Heretics win here today, they'll pass the torch to EDG.
Yep, they'll pass that over and force EDG to be the recipient of that sad stat.
That's brutal. That's a hard one. A lot of damage. Players getting chunked down on EDG's side of things here. And a stun not enough to dissuade and push back Boo. He's going for a few more. Smokes dissipating. Rian's creeping up onto the angles, trying to cut them up where they stand. Paranoia sweeps through, but no connection. And the TB has to be used to back himself away. Still a 4 versus 4. Simon! Oh, he was hoping for that kill. Dropped down there. The spikes in a lapse of Woot. And Heretics have a handle on it.
Nobody left as the final player. The spike could not be further away. It would have to make such a difficult journey.
Yeah.
The hero's quest to try to retrieve the unretrievable.
Woot does it again. It's a 3-piece off the back of that pistol. The Wonder Boy in action. Like you said, glimpses of Shanghai, and he's making EDG feel it.
Again, though, what kind of bonus round strategy can you really concoct with an Omen ultimate? It's just not as useful. So it is great that we're seeing this from Woot, but you would like to see the ult points been invested into other people for Team Heretics to start some real threats on the defense side. This is cool, though. Getting a high-low setup from Heretics.
It's an interesting idea.
Looking to try to punish Kong Kong, I would say, here.
Flash 2, up and over here. Fault line alongside it.
Simon's utility again.
It's overwhelming, suffocating. That's what this EDG squad and composition at least does well.
I mean, I think if Team Heretics really invest to these Rebel fights, they can beat them. EDG shouldn't be able to come out on top of too many altercations over there, even with the breach in their comp.
Round 15 though, it's a critical one. And an impasse could potentially be an absolutely stellar beginning for Team Heretics. Onto the second half, or EDG making sure that they stop the bleeding.
Kong Kong looking to get cleared here. But really, Boo not finding much. This info, if anything, is good for EDG to play off.
Okay, here in the footsteps.
Bates Woot forwards.
Yeah, Kong Kong's given that timing. Handed on a platter, Boo. Drifting back into position. They'll have to evade a lot of this util. Reveal, it tags, they know he's there. Sees, delayed. Not delayed enough, I should say. Aftershock now in through the back as well. Gives him a bit of peace of mind. Kang, he's right there, nobody. Make sure that there's no problems occurring just from the backside of Pit. Benji Fishy in position, in place. Flash the peak, but the weapon at hand just not good enough. He was sharp though. We need more than a keen eye in that spot.
Rian's with it all to do.
Yeah.
And no chances. EDG with a super clean anti-bonus there. And showcasing that their macro calling can work really, really nicely. Kong Kong inserted over towards this ult orbit A. And then as Boo opened door and went for the Prowler, I don't know whether they thought it was completely clear on A, or whether Woot wanted just to check the ult orb spot in that small timing window he had. But either way, they just gave it the first kill incredibly easily. Gonna have to do better than that in terms of getting info.
The Odin at work, Boo. Never go with things. Team Haunts. As bullets fired straight back, that's the recognition he was looking for, so happy to spray away.
And Shishu does take this timing into rubble early in a ton of rounds. He will sometimes throw in the fake teleport as well. But I think if they went for C's nades, like delayed C's nades over towards Rubble, certainly a chance that they could catch him. And I love this deep alarm bot that you're seeing over towards Mount, because if EDG threatens C, but it's a fake, they're probably not going to break that alarm bot. Here, though, they play just on the outside of it, so Benji will have the minimum amount of time possible to call for rotates. Do they break it? No. They're not going to allow him that time until they hit.
Exactly, waiting for the util to come back up. Regenerative, that it is. The fault line through, Benji Fishy.
Is there any play to deny Waterfall here? Because otherwise EDG could get spammed.
Yeah, they certainly can. It's a plan tucked into the corner. No spam at work. No player in position to do such that. It's Heretics, 5 alive versus 5, trying to play this retake now.
Planted for Mount, but playing on site.
Yeah. Controversial. EDG, we'll see if it pays off now. Gonna try and hold this one back. Overdrive, it's already unleashed. Smoggy tucks himself up onto the high ground. Perched away. Damage has definitely been done, and a weakened Boo can do no but scurry. But there's no escape in the sideline of Kang. He's got his mind set on something. He will do it.
Beautiful post-plant play from EDG there. Bait out all of that on-site. Retake util and still hold strong. I thought maybe it was going to be a two-wave post-plant where they force out that utility and are happy to drop back to Mound. They never even had to get back into that second wave. Heretics are going to need better plant denial than they showcased us just there. Only Benji on site. He really needed help from Riens. There's that Seasonade that I was talking about, but Chishu's in, Chishu's out. So really, even that small anti not finding too much value.
No, just snaps the tether.
Who gets the better end of that? I think you could probably say the attackers. Because even though Chishu's burnt both of his teleports and taken a bit of damage, you've used the Season the Nade.
Those are big tools, either to delay or playing, making sure you can deny plant. Horn broken. Doesn't really tell them a whole lot. Could be one player, could be many, but actually they do have the info. Riens, the deep push and control over towards C Mound. They know it's either towards B or A.
Nobody is constantly involved in trying to sell the fake. If you see nobody like this,
doors open.
Look, they re-clear it.
Yeah, Heretics are straight on the money. They know what's up. Kang now trying to lead the charge with the rest of his team. They're a smoke stove. Drop down in position, Boo! Just lights him up. Kang heads potentially rolling. Woot! Beautiful shots, all rattled away. The adjustment by Benji Fishy just not in place.
Riens though with a quick timing, unexpected flank.
It's a tap.
Simon's watching for it, trying to bait it out.
Haven't committed. Riens is giving that now as a chance for the 1v1. What is going on? Shot's going to miss. Position is revealed. Classic in hand. Riens just cannot escape. Nobody quick to hunt him down, but that got messy.
Oh, you see the right smile there. Face palm from Simon.
Oh boy.
That was an outrageous whiff. Almost a full clip of whiffing. From a guy who we have seen, I think, choke a bit under pressure at times here on the big stage in this arena. He's 5 and 12 currently. All the utility still looks perfect from him. But sometimes he just can't quite wrangle the rifle, and you see him here getting pumped up by the rest of the team too. This time it's not a disaster. This time they can smile about it. But their dreams will turn to nightmares if those kind of situations happen in a big round.
For now for EDG, it hasn't hurt them too much. Got back control and lead of the map.
And they actually get ults online earlier as well, Brent. Yeah. They've got this Nightfall, Rolling Thunder, 2 big tools to try to, honestly, I think play in the post plant almost to make sure that you have spike committed, because the way that Team Heretics are playing right now, it's quite passive.
There's a big committal. Side by side, Miniboo's right there as well. I can break this one. Rolling Thunder connects onto both of them. We're trying to get the hell out of there, but he's revealed up. Horn. My goodness, the counter spam is perfect.
Great coverage.
Reinforcements did arrive in time, and Heretics enough to get that initial player advantage.
And I like the change of it. Heretics really looking like they're fighting over rubble there, forces that Rolling Thunder out. Now they're in a great position where you actually can sit back a little further.
Ult's going to be used. Luke's looking for info. Cleared out, broken. Heretics getting a very good idea that this is going to be ending over towards C.
I don't think they have just yet. They're 4 players stacked on A, expecting the re-hit.
They should have, potentially. Maybe hoping that the Utah's enough to delay, but Alarm Bot, Nanoswarm going to be broken here. And a
Benji's waiting for this plant.
He is. Nobody. Tucked to the corner here, an aftershock just to try and at least buy them that peace of mind. A bit of spam, stray bullets. No kill. Notice sight.
Nobody doesn't plant in the corner. He plants a little off.
Who's going to be offloading the ult of his own? Nightfall scatters and connects. Gets the mark onto 3 of them. No more sound cues for the majority of them. Satchel's through and abound as well, but a bullet attack slowing them into their approach. The onslaught is occurring, and Heretics looking to barrel their way through. They take control and even out that scoreline straight to the top of your screens.
That's the kind of decisive retake you need to see from Heretics. They were in position, ready to do it. 2 players outside C as the plant went down. They were lucky to get away with this early skirmish, though.
One enemy remaining.
It's really good call to aim in, bro. I'm really proud of myself.
But yeah, I agree with what he's saying. I think that fight, the like feigning that you're going to fight really heavy over that spot and drawing out the breach ult, super important. Benji's 1 away from getting his ult online. Smoggy too, actually. And Team Heretics expecting that big fight over rubble. They get Wu posted, and now they're looking to reinforce over towards C. Benji can't play the retake this round, at least not as easily, not without his ult. Alambot retracted actually as well, just saving that one.
Yeah, I mean, Benji, he's already got the acknowledgement. He knows it from the bullet spam.
He definitely knows there's a lot of players mounts.
EDG looking to try and send it now. Nanoswarm drop down towards the feet. Here's a lot of Util going to be used in kind. Boo! Only with the 1. Firepower straight back at them. EDG decimate the defense.
With 2 being found from Kang Kang as well. Still continuing to carve into these sites.
Woot and Miniboo make anything of this. It's a 2v4. But the ult online for Miniboo. There's chances, but it requires the impetus, a kill to be found at least. But with Woot dropping, chances dwindling, and yeah, return of the fire, a swing from Simon, getting his confidence back.
A lot's been made of the comparison between Kang Kang and Aspas because they played in the upper bracket final. They played many times before actually too. But when you watch Kang Kang play, what's striking to me is that there's such a massive difference between those 2 duelists. Kang Kang a bit more similar to Miniboo, although with more of a flair for individualism. And it makes me think about what Heretics have recently been saying in a lot of their press conferences. Neil was asked in the aftermath of them beating Leviathan, of course both teams have in this arena, how do you deal with Aspas? And Neil, the coach for Heretics, said, well, actually, when you look at his play, he's quite a calculated duelist player. You can deal with it. To us, to Heretics, we find the more explosive duelists that just run in there and try to take over a site and take their timings. We find those players to be more difficult to play against. Could you think of an example that's better suited than Kang Kang to the archetype of player he just described? Neil used Safe as an example, but when you're talking about the matchup here, you can already see that they're struggling to deal with Kang Kang. He's been dunking on them every map, apart from the first.
And he'll take a mile. He will disrespect you. It's been paying off.
That 1-2 combo of Kang Kang and Chishu have dominated the last couple of maps. And we're really waiting for somebody on Team Heretics to step up and have the same impact.
Right now it is spread, and they're just 1 round down, of course. Big ult still left to play for. He's choosing to at least invest now. He does have a stinger in his hands to make it a bit more winnable, but the defensive setup has adjusted. Miniboo and Woots trying to make their mark known here. That's an early opening with Kang Kang falling.
It's very, very tough to hold on to Mound against EDG. They've got really great protocols for this.
They're going to try and re-clear.
Yeah. You see the way that they're going to tap door?
Yeah. So Paranoia already sent flying as well. You have to give this one up, and it is respected. Heretics.
Really well done there.
Just pull this util out, now holding, defaulting, drifting back into the crossfire. Setup, he just missed it. I think barely a shoulder, potentially poking out. Ult online, no kill. Chichu is avoiding. Dancing with death with that one. But dodged most of it and still found an opening. In through main, Smoggy's collecting. It's EDG working magic across the map.
What was going on there? Was Boo late on the call to get the Viper wall up? Was Rien's late on the acknowledgement of the comm? What is going on over towards B? EDG have just been granted an excellent route back in.
It's that uncertainty swirling. Heretics players are losing track, but maybe Rien's can answer back. It's 2 found. Instant there with a stun. And a swing once more from Simon, but not dead yet. Need to find some value. I believe Smoggy will have to hunt down some kills. TP from Chichu, punished. And it leaves it down to 1. The rookie. Struggling this series, at least in this map as well, with his confidence, and he's got to do it against Miniboo. Benji. Swap of the weapons. Pass the rifle over to the healthier player. And a lockdown committed. Simon, how do you play this? Forced to press forwards, potentially there. He's overstaying his welcome. Swings potentially. Footsteps down! Simon! You demon in wait! How the hell has he pulled that off?
A look of pure relief on his face. No elation. Just satisfaction that he managed to make that one work. He was completely stuck. Utterly committed to the play. If Heretics had gone in one at a time there, if their spacing hadn't been quite as tight, they had that round. The rest of his team cannot believe it. He's just given them the map.
EDG up to 11. Ult to the back pocket of Simon. And Miniboo, hard committed. Amoli to try and clear his way through, but he's straight up in the air. It's Clay Pigeon shooting, and Kankang not to be denied. He's cracked the site wide open.
With rifles in hand, the EDG catapult themselves up to 12. There is nothing that Wu is going to be able to do about this. And Benji used his huge retake ult in the prior, and it ended up working against them. A tragic end to Lotus here for Team Heretics by the look of things. They would need some magic to get this one to overtime.
It's gonna be 12 for EDG. As you said, you need that magic. Heretics have not come up with the answers.
And Kankan continues to tear through them.
It's dominance. It's a 4-piece in that round.
The way that he's supported by utility, there are a lot of teams that have moved away from the idea of setting up one big star player to go in and dominate. But I think EDG are showcasing that with the right supportive elements, it really can work. Rien's rocked. Has the ult online. Do you go for that committal at the start, or do you wait to see if EDG pressure C?
Can't let the despair settle in now if you are Heretics. Try and dig deep once more. EDG straight over towards B. Overdrive by Kankang. He's earned that one well. A bit of random spray straight through the smokes. Cleared out most of the avenues. So nobody with the plant down. Kankang holding it down still with that paranoia. The stun. Disrespected. Miniboo takes the fight straight to him. Dropping him down. Mismoggy's there. Lying in wait once more. It's all collapsing. Heretics have no more chances in this map. Riens would have to pick up the pieces. He'd have to pull up a miracle. A double up discipline. EDG have a chokehold onto the site. 13-9. Lotus is theirs.
What a sick finish to this map from EDG. And I think when you look at those final few rounds and how tight it was the entire time on this map, you have to give credit to Simon. That 1v2 and his calmness in that moment has just delivered it for EDG.
And
And now one map is all that stands between EDG and making history.